The attitude of gratitude, almost the whole world is asleep. Everybody you know, everyone you see, everyone you talk to, only a few people are awake, and they live in constant, total amazement. And that's from the film Joe versus the Volcano. The secret of the greatest wealth is no secret, but since so few people know and practice it, true riches remain beyond the reach of the masses. The easiest, most direct, and most rewarding way to increase your wealth is to be thankful. In the Gospel according to Jesus, Stephen Mitchell adapts a marvelous Zen parable from Zenkai Shibayama's A Flower Does Not Talk. There lived a woman named Sono, whose devotion and purity of heart were respected far and wide. One day, a fellow Buddhist, having made a long trip to see her, asked, "What can I do to put my heart at rest?" Sono said, "Every morning and every evening, and whenever anything happens to you, keep on saying, 'Thank you for everything, I have no complaint whatsoever. Thank you for everything, I have no complaint whatsoever. Thank you for everything, I have no complaint whatsoever.'" The man did as he was instructed for a whole year, but his heart was still not at peace. He returned to Sono crestfallen. "I've said your prayer over and over, and yet nothing in my life has changed. I'm still the same selfish person as before. What should I do now?" Somo immediately said, "Thank you for everything, I have no complaint whatsoever. Thank you for everything, I have no complaint whatsoever. Thank you for everything, I have no complaint whatsoever." On hearing these words, the man was able to open his spiritual eye and return home with a great joy. Gratitude, like the heart, is a muscle. The more you use it, the more powerful it becomes. The more you find to appreciate, the more you will find to appreciate. I learned about the power of gratitude from my 10-year-old goddaughter, Shanera. One afternoon, as I drove Shanera to her family's new residence, we turned off the highway on a dirt road that led to her house. My heart sank to see that she and her parents were living in an old school bus in a field. As Shanera showed me around her family's quarters, I felt sad that this little girl, whom I loved so much, was growing up in such a shoddy environment. When my eyes fell upon rusted seams on the metal walls, cracked windows, and a leaking roof, I realized that her family had fallen into bare subsistence living. I wanted to rescue her from such a barren plight. Looking up at me with her big brown eyes, Shanera took me by the hand and led me up a makeshift staircase to a small wooden addition that had superimposed over the roof of the bus. This was her room. It was in the same condition as the rest. It was in the same condition as the rest of the place, just barely livable. The only attractive piece of decor I noticed was a colorful tapestry hanging over one wall. "How do you feel about living here?" I asked Shanera, waiting for a glum response. Instead, to my surprise, her face lit up. "I love my wall," she giggled. I was stunned. The child was not kidding. She enjoyed the place because of this colorful wall. Shanera found a touch of heaven in the midst of hell, and this is what she chose to focus on. Keyword: focus. She was happy. I drove home in a state of awe. This 10-year-old saw her life through the eyes of appreciation And that made all the difference. I began to consider all the things in my life that I had complained about. In my preoccupation with what wasn't there, I was missing what was there. Appreciate what you have before asking for more. If you are not happy with what you have, you will not be happy with what you get. This is not to say that you must make believe you are happy when you are not, or put up with abuse or trudge through life with a martyr-like attitude of self-sacrifice. It is to say that those who find good where they stand are the most likely to find greater good where they next stand. When you focus on what makes your heart soar, your heart will soar even farther. Gratitude is a prayer that goes far beyond asking, for in giving thanks you affirm your riches. It is the most powerful meditation of a lifetime. Those who practice thankfulness are the happiest people in the world, and by their own discovery, the richest. You are not a beggar at the table of life. You are the honored guest. And that's from the chapter, The Attitude of Gratitude. Relax into Wealth by Alan Cohen, one of my favorite books. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.